Hi, and welcome to the video series Building a Tenor Guitar at plankandplaying.com. My name is Randy Price, and in this episode you'll see how to shape the fretboard and fit it to the guitar neck. If you would like to receive email updates when each episode is published, go to www.plankandplaying.com and subscribe to our mailing list. After subscribing, you'll receive an email link giving you access to our free downloads page, which contains woodworking plans, Google SketchUp drawings, and resource links for shop jigs, furniture, lighting, and more. In the last episode, I cut the fret slots in the fretboard and discussed briefly the location of the fretboard on the guitar neck. Since the guitar neck is tapered, the fretboard needs to be centered side to side on the neck, and it also must be precisely positioned lengthwise on the neck so that the 14th fret lines up with the intersection of the guitar neck and body. This 14th fret position is determined from the guitar blueprint. Before I position the fretboard on the neck, I want to cut off the excess length from the fretboard. I'll do this by aligning the approximate position of the 14th fret with the guitar body, and then mark the fretboard so when cut it will extend slightly past the sound hole. This still leaves some excess material on the fretboard, as when it is trimmed to final length, the fretboard will end about 1/8 of an inch or so from the edge of the sound hole. I'll cross-cut the fretboard to length on the table saw. Next, I'll transfer a pencil line from the center of the 14th fret slot to the back of the fretboard. Then I can position the neck on the fretboard with the neck base aligned with the 14th fret mark. Now that the lengthwise position is set, I can determine the side-to-side positioning of the fretboard on the neck, first by eyeballing it, and then by measuring the distance from the side of the neck to the edge of the fretboard on each side. Once the distance is equal on both sides, the neck will be centered, and I'll do this on both ends of the neck. Next, I'll taper the fretboard. There are a few different ways that I could accomplish this, such as using a tapering jig on the table saw or with a bearing guided bit on the router table. The technique I've chosen to use is just to cut close to the two lines marked on the back of the fretboard using the bandsaw, and then bring the sides of the fretboard flush to the sides of the neck using hand tools, a combination of a plane and or files and or sandpaper. This technique is quick with no setup required, and it allows me fine control in getting the fretboard sides flush with the neck. The fretboard is cut to its rough dimension. Next I'll bring it flush to the neck using a combination of hand tools. To temporarily hold the fretboard in place on the neck, I'll use double-face carpet tape. As you can see, I got really close to the line, so there's hardly any material left to take off the edges of the fretboard. Okay, I found the plane is working fairly well for this. This far end of the fretboard has some grain run out going this way, so I need to plane back this way in order to keep from getting tear out. Because the neck flares out a little bit right here, I can't get my block plane down close, so I'm going to have to use something else to bring the edge of the fretboard down flush with the neck down here close to the headstock. I've trimmed as closely as I can with the plane, and now I'll switch to sandpaper. Well, I've got that very close. In fact, it's flush, except for right down here at the end. I'll continue to work on this little section here. It's just going to take some additional hand work to get that down flush where it's kind of close to this headstock, and I can't get my plane down into this area, so just some more hand sanding and I'll have that area finished as well. So that's it for this episode. In Building a Tenor Guitar, Part 32, I'll be installing the frets. If you'd like to receive an email link to the next video, subscribe at www.plankandplane.com. Thanks for watching.